Okay, babies, we've got our last example for this portion of Unit 4. So let's talk about how clean are your clothes. Hopefully they're really clean. All right, so we have a new detergent that is found to remove excess dirt and stains satisfactorily on 88% of the items that are washed. So we're going to assume we've got 3 items that are to be washed with the new detergent. So part A, what is the probability of satisfactory results on all 3 items? Well, that means that 88% applies to each of them. So for part A, I'm going to write the probability that all 3 are basically up to snuff. So that means 0.88, the first item was cleaned satisfactorily, and the second item, and the third one. That's why we're multiplying. You hear me saying that and? So this gives us 0.68. Kids, you will need a calculator for these, obviously. All right, part B. What is the probability that exactly 2 items are cleaned satisfactorily? Well, we need to take into consideration that this means exactly 2 of them are cleaned satisfactorily and the other one is not. So let's look at this. The probability that exactly 2 of them are cleaned satisfactorily. Well, it could be that the first one is cleaned correctly and the second one isn't and the third one is. Or we could have a situation where the first one isn't, the last 2 are, or a situation where the first 2 are and the last one's not. So what does this look like? Well, let's say the first 2 items are cleaned satisfactorily and the third one is not. Because think about it, if 88% is satisfactorily cleaned, then 12% is not, because those are my 2 outcomes. They need to add to 1. All right, so this is my first case here, or it could happen this way. My first one could be correct or satisfactorily clean, and the second one isn't, and the third one is. Or it could be that the first one is not cleaned satisfactorily and the last 2 are, because each of these things being cleaned is independent from the others. So that means we have to consider all of the 3 possibilities. Is it the last one that's not cleaned correctly, the middle one, or the first one? We don't know, so we have to think about all of those. So 0.8 times 0.8 times 0.12 is 0.093. And regardless of where the 0.12 comes in, either the last position, second position, or first position, all of these are the same probability. So when I add these up, I get 0.279. Beautiful. All right, part C. What is the probability that none of them are cleaned satisfactorily? Well, this is the probability that x equals 0. So none of them would be 0.12 times 0.12 times 0.12, which would give me 0.001728, just like that. We don't have to take into consideration the first one, second one, or third one being cleaned unsatisfactorily, because 0.12 is 0.12. Are you with me? So that is how we are going to do example 7. Enjoy.